Good morning. This is Spacewalker at my race shop here in Vail, North Carolina. There seems to be a little bit of concern about the cars that I build. People are calling them the ladder car. Actually, when I started building these and decided to build cars this way, I thought they were wing rips. You know, most of you know, some of you don't know maybe, but anyway, I built model airplanes and flew in competition for over 30 years. This is a car I'm working on. You can obviously see how the ladders, wing ribs, however, whatever you want to call them, are put in. You know, the body's cut out here and in front of the axle and rear of the axle. You know, the weight pockets are very thin in the back. Anyway, this part of the car, you know, is back here is as rigid as it can be. But until I put the covering on it, there might be just a little bit of wiggle in it. I'll show you an example of what I'm talking about. The ribs. This is the tail surface stabilizer of the plane that I was building when I stopped building model airplanes. So it's never going to be finished. This is built out of the same type of balsa that I use on my Pinewood Derby cars. It's an extremely light balsa. If you were to order some from a hobby store, it'd be called contest balsa. Let me see how long this stabilizer is to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. There's 12 inches to there. It's 24. 28 inches. That's the span of this stabilizer. So that's what, or elevator, that's what controls the plane going up and down in the air. I put this on the scale. That's big, right? That's a little bit bigger than a Pinewood Derby car. Put it on the scale. That structure weighs 1.12 ounces. I'd say that was pretty light. 1.2 ounces. Well, so is this strong? Well, yeah, it's got some twist in it, but once you put the covering on it, it's rigid. It has to be to fly the airplane. The planes have to be trimmed out, balanced out at a much higher degree than a Pinewood Derby car. So this is the type of construction that I've been working with for over 30 years. And that's how I come up with the ladder car. I'll show you another example of strength. This is the cowling that's going on with that same elevator. This is what I stopped working on. And I look at this, I wonder why I did. This is entirely made out of two materials, balsa. This is 1/64 ply. Around here, the purpose of that is to fit on the front of the airplane, a tight fit around the front of the airplane. These are the two bolt holes that hold it on. This has to be strong enough to hold up to a model airplane engine, a large one, which fills up this cowling. There's obviously, this is a scale model, so there's a lot of detail in it. These holes had to be cut out. It's got airflow here, air exhaust on this side. This is where the exhaust would have come out. There's a lot of work in that. And that's entirely balsa and just a little bit of 1/64 ply. Anyway, these would simulate some panel lines, so on and so forth. So I would consider it fairly detailed. There's no way to weigh that, but it's much heavier because it has to hold up to the strength of the model airplane engine running. So it's like a rock. That's made out of balsa. These are my techniques with the CA glue. There's one thing been added to fuel-proof this balsa. Probably tell it's a little shinier on the inside, but you know there is model airplane fuel, which is a nitro and Castrol mix. You don't want that soaking into your balsa. This has been painted epoxy in there, like a paint. So can balsa be strong? I'd say yes. Can it be stiff? I would say yes. This is one that's under construction. The covering hasn't been put on it yet, but it's got just a slight twist to it, not very much. This is one car's finished. I don't feel no twist. And here's another one. Because of the information going around on the internet now in various forums, prompted the name of this car, Vibrator. Anyway, that concludes this video.